The scene opened during the Cretaceous period, where several creatures were seen preying on smaller animals. Suddenly, a T-Rex began chasing a group of small but deadly dinosaur predators called snappers. Out of nowhere, a Meg leapt from the water and clamped its jaws down on the T-Rex. In the present day, Jonas Taylor emerged from a shipping container aboard a boat sailing across the Philippine Sea. He was on a mission to stop a group of men from dumping toxic waste into the ocean. After gathering enough information, he confronted the goons and fought them off before jumping into the ocean. He was later rescued by Mac and Rigas in their chopper. Meanwhile, at an oceanic institute in China, Jiuming Zhang was testing an exosuit designed for underwater work. He was the uncle of Meiying and the brother of Suyin, who had recently passed away. Jonas had stepped in as a parental figure to Meiying. Together, they attended an event hosted by the institute, led by Jiuming's business partner, Hilary Driscoll. During the event, Jiuming paid tribute to Suyin and their father, vowing to continue oceanic research in their honor. Jiuming then introduced Heike, a captured Megalodon who appeared to respond to his commands. Meanwhile, Jonas noticed a suspicious man named Montez watching him closely during the event. Later, Jiuming attempted a test using a device that emitted sounds to keep Heike at bay. However, during the second trial, Heike did not respond as expected. The crew grew concerned for Jiuming's safety, but he returned to the station unharmed. Jonas expressed that Jiuming was being reckless and voiced concern over Heike's behavior, especially when the creature was left unattended. Eventually, Heike broke through the vents and escaped into open waters. Jonas then joined Jiuming, Mac, Rigas, and DJ to travel to the Mana 1 research facility to explore the Mariana Trench. They were accompanied by an analyst named Jess. Despite Jonas's warning to stay behind for safety, Meiying secretly stowed away. While exploring underwater in a sub, the crew noticed that Heike had gone rogue and was now accompanied by 2 other Megs. Meanwhile, Montez was shown leading a mineral farming operation. Upon noticing the Mana 1 crew nearby, he detonated the entire site, killing his own crew and causing the other sub to crash. Montez then reported to Driscoll, his boss, who instructed him to prevent the Mana 1 crew from discovering their operation. Once the crew recovered, Mac concluded that the sub had been sabotaged. With limited oxygen, they exited the sub using the exosuits and made their way to a nearby station. Along the way, a crew member named Lance was pulled away and killed by underwater creatures, while another, Sal, was eaten by a Meg after saving a fellow crew member. Upon arrival at the station, another crew member, Curtis, died when her helmet cracked and her suit imploded before the water could be drained. The remaining crew began searching the station for a way to call for help. They activated a video monitor and contacted the station, only to discover that Jess was actually part of Driscoll's team and had betrayed them. Jess released the escape pods the crew needed and ordered Rigas to shoot Jonas so that at least Meiying could return safely. However, Rigas couldn't bring herself to do it. Driscoll then addressed the crew directly, revealing that she planned to steal Jiuming's technology for her own operation. Jonas found another sub and tried to drain the water out, but he lost consciousness and was captured by Montez. Montez revealed that he held a personal grudge against Jonas, who had previously exposed his criminal activities and led to his imprisonment. After a brief fight, Jonas managed to help the crew board the sub and escape. Meanwhile, Mac and DJ reviewed footage showing Jess sabotaging the sub, confirming her betrayal. Though they tried to flee, Driscoll's mercenaries captured them after a brief chase through the ocean. Jonas and the rest of the crew eventually returned to Mana 1 and confronted the mercenaries in a fight to rescue Mac and DJ. The Megs were still out there. The crew then began making their way toward the station while Montez rejoined Jess, who was revealed to be his girlfriend. Jess spoke to Driscoll and assured her that she was safe behind Meg-proof glass. However, one of the Megs suddenly bit through the glass and swallowed Jess whole, leaving Montez devastated. Soon after, the station began taking on water, prompting the crew to board a raft in an attempt to escape. The mercenaries followed in their own raft, but they were quickly eaten by the Megs as well. The crew then set their course for a nearby resort known as Fun Island. Meanwhile, Jonas began crafting harpoons fitted with explosives and poison to use against the Megs. Montez, still with the remaining mercenaries, started hunting the crew. Nearby, a tourist boat was attacked and pulled underwater by a giant squid. Driscoll and her team attempted to escape the island by helicopter, but were ambushed by the snappers. One of the creatures dragged Driscoll away to her death. As chaos unfolded, the crew tried to evacuate the tourists from the water. The Megs appeared and began devouring some of the guests. Jonas did his best to rescue people while Mac, DJ, Rygas, and Jiuming split up to help. The group eventually encountered the remaining mercenaries, who held them at gunpoint. DJ managed to trick them into opening a door, allowing the snappers to enter and attack the mercenaries, giving the crew a chance to escape. Mac and Jiuming found Driscoll's helicopter and made their way to it. As the snappers charged at them, they sprayed them with jet fuel and set them on fire. Meanwhile, Jonas managed to kill one of the Megs by jamming an explosive harpoon into its face. Just as he prepared to take on the next Meg, Montez attacked him again. After a brief struggle, Jonas kicked Montez into the ocean, right as a Meg leapt out and swallowed him. The giant squid then began wreaking havoc on the resort. Jiuming quickly improvised a bomb and jammed it into the squid's side. Heike, the Meg, swam in and finished off the squid. As the final Meg turned its attention toward Jonas, he used a broken helicopter blade to impale it through the mouth, killing it. Jonas, Mac, and Jiuming then swam back toward the shore, but Heike started swimming their way. Jiuming used his device to try and redirect her. He believed she obeyed him, but Jonas jokingly suggested she might have just been following dolphins. The group reunited on the beach with Rygas, Meiying, and DJ. Jiuming speculated that Heike escaped her enclosure because it was mating season, and she might even be pregnant. Jonas replied that it was probably best not to think about that, as they all sat down to enjoy drinks and celebrate their survival.